What's going on, guys? It's the Devil Zero, and today we're going to be talking about One Piece. Now, starting with this video, I will be discussing each arc of One Piece and breaking down what I like and don't like about them. And starting with this one, we're going to be talking about the first two arcs, that being Romance Dawn and Orange Town. And going forward, I'll probably be doing more arcs in one video because of just how many there are. And yeah, if you guys enjoy this and want to see more One Piece videos, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. Now to start, I guess we can introduce kind of my thoughts on the first chapter to start this off. Now, the first chapter I think was pretty cool. It was alright, you know, like learning about what's his name, Roger, and the idea of like there being the One Piece, and he has this treasure that like he's hiding from the world, and all that is pretty cool in like a land full of pirates. Luffy's introduction was cool. Shanks, his introduction was kind of cool. You know, I like the power that Luffy has, where he's just kind of like the rubber band man, or like Mr. Fantastic, or like Plastic Man, or something like that. I dig it. It's not too much else to say. I do like the connection between Luffy and Shanks, and I hope we see more of that in the future if Shanks ever comes back. But yeah, that's about it for that first chapter. Now when it comes to the arc, at least the first arc, Romance Dawn, as a whole, I really did like it. I think it's a solid introduction chapter to the series. We do get a bit of lore, like we have bounty hunters, for example. We found out that Zorro was, you know, like a pirate hunter, and he was incredibly feared across like the land. And like learning about, you know, the Marines, and how it looks like they're going to be a big antagonist of the series, like the Marines and the government themselves. So that was cool, and like how there's different sides to it. I mean, we get damn, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you know, we get that kid who wants to be a Marine, but he's like a good person, and then we get the antagonist here, who's, you know, he's just an asshole, and we found out he's like a Marine. He took things way too far. So I like the fact that we're already setting up like a duality within that organization themselves, and like seeing like, you know, Luffy and Zorro like meet and become allies is cool, and like setting up the crew. Before I get more into like the individual characters in this arc, first off I want to talk about Oda and his art that he displays here. I like his art style. It's very cartoony, and it kind of reminds me, and not just this, but like the overall style of One Piece so far reminds me of like early Dragon Ball by Toriyama, and like kind of the goofy antics and like almost like fourth wall breaking style. And like, you know, Luffy has some similar parallels, like he really likes eating and all that stuff, and it's just like going on adventures, and you know, that's pretty cool. But like back to his art, I do have a bit of a concern. His faces primarily look very samey. Like it looks a little too copy and paste. Now I mean, I'm only on, you know, the first two arcs here, so, and I know One Piece is over 1,000 chapters at this point, so I know Oda's art probably does evolve over time. But that's just like a criticism I have so far, is that his face is like way too similar to me, like even between men and women. I remember like the little girl that brings food to Zorro, her face looks pretty much just like Luffy's, except for you just slap on like she has like a different hairstyle, different clothing and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not horrible. It's just something I caught, and I just wanted to talk about that a bit. So now we can get into the characters that were introduced in this arc that I wanted to talk about. First, of course, being our main character, Luffy. I like Luffy. You know, I like the idea that he just wants to become the king of pirates, and that that's what he's wanted to do this entire time, and especially after like him meeting Shanks and them bonding, and like him not having the ability to become a pirate, and then now that he is the gum fruit. I like the fact that like he's able to do that now, even though I guess he can't swim anymore. Anyone who eats the devil fruit can't swim. That's the other thing. I do like the going back to the power system. I do like the idea, like the devil fruits, and how it looks like they're pretty versatile when it comes to what power they can give you. But yeah, like Luffy, I like the fact that he's pretty carefree. He doesn't get too serious unless someone's being really terrible. And he's really goofy, and I really like that. Like, I just like the fact that he doesn't take anything too seriously, and he doesn't mind beating the heck out of you with like his big rubber like fist or whatever. So yeah, I like Luffy so far, but that's all I have to see on him for that. Now getting into Shanks, I like Shanks. We don't know too much about him yet. It was crazy like seeing him like lose his arm, and there was like one moment where like he was with that sea creature, and like he just kind of looked at it. I don't know if it was just me, but he kind of just looked at the sea creature, and like it backed off, which was like really weird. I don't know if he has like some secret power or something that lets him do that, but that kind of like caught my eye, and I hope we see Shanks more, because he was kind of a cool guy, and we don't know too much about him yet, honestly. Next up on the characters that were introduced in this arc, I'm going to talk about my man Zorro. Like, I don't care what anybody says right now, Zorro is my favorite character, like by far. Like he clears Luffy easily. I like the fact that he just fights with swords. Like, that's just his thing. He doesn't have like a devil fruit or like anything else. He just uses swords, and like his whole thing, like with his whole backstory with like his friend who was like a girl but was able to become like a badass and like beat him in swordsmanship, and like she just dies. By the way, falling down the stairs dying, bro, like that's like, I get that's real, and I'm sure that happens a lot, but like that's kind of just disrespectful. Like, you got this badass, and then oh damn, she fell down the flight of stairs. But anyways, like him taking on that honor and like wanting to do it for her now, like become the greatest swordsman in the world, is really cool. And like that scene where like he first pops off, and like he has that whole army of Marines like try and come after him, and he just holds all of them off with swords. That was just raw as hell, man. Like I don't know what to tell you, man. Like Zorro was just freaking cool. But yeah, like, and I like his fights. It was a little ridiculous in the next arc how he kind of gets really beat up and bloodied and like gets skewered, and like he somehow just sleeps it off. But whatever, I'll take it. But if if it happens again, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about that one, Oda. That's a little weird. Now moving on to the Orange Town arc. I'll just get my initial thoughts on this. I enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it as the first arc, but it was still pretty good. It was still like a solid arc. Didn't have really too many problems with it at all, really. I liked the antagonists. I kind of like the story they set up and the characters that were introduced. We got a little bit more like lore about the One Piece and stuff like that, in the Grand Line where like it's supposed to be around. So we got like a lot more lore. That was cool. What else? I guess we got like more with like the village that the arc takes place in, like learning about the backstory with that dog was like really sad, like his owner who passed away. I really like that. and like Luffy like snapping after the house burns down, just beating the hell out of that guy. That was cool. Again, like the whole Zorro thing, like getting, you know, his ass kicked and like he just sleeps it off is like really weird, but I'll just take it for what it is at this moment. Moving on, we can talk about Buggy the Clown, the antagonist of this arc. I really like his power. I like the fact that he can just split up his body and like essentially like not get hurt, or like if he does get hurt, like it's not that big of a deal. I kind of like that. Like it's very like elusive and tricky, and like I like the way like you have to find out like how to beat him, which is just like keep his body apart and just start beating him up. I like the way like Luffy kind of beats him. It's pretty like unique and fun. I just like his design. Like he's just like a big pirate clown. Like it's pretty cool. And aside from him, we got introduced to Nami. Now we don't know too much about Nami. We know like she hates pirates, and like she really doesn't trust them, and she's a thief. But I'm assuming like in the future we're gonna find out a little bit more about her backstory. But like so far I like her. Like I like her. I like how her dynamic like counters up with Luffy. Where like she's like Zorro is kind of like he's like the chill guy. Like he's just there, and like he's there to be badass. And like Luffy's homie, but like Luffy is just like this goofy like dude who's just out here for an adventure. And like Nami is the one who kind of takes things seriously and like calls Luffy out on his shit, which is kind of cool. And I guess she's going to be the navigator for the group, so that's cool. Like the crew is building up, and they still have like no like actual like ship. But yeah, I like Nami so far, and I can't wait to learn more about her and see more what she can do, because we didn't really get to see her fight. And I'm assuming, because she's like the first female protagonist so far, I'm assuming we're gonna see her fight soon, or eventually. And so yeah, that's cool. Now next up on what I'm reading, I just started what's it called, Syrup Village, and I got to the initial chapter where we see Usopp. So I know everyone hypes up Usopp. I don't know how to feel about him right now, but that's kind of what's next up for me, and hopefully I can get those chapters, you know, knocked out pretty soon. But as far as expectations go for the future, I hope we learn more about the One Piece. I assume that's like the big mystery of the series, probably. I hope we like reach the Grand Line relatively soon. And I think the thing I'm most excited for is probably just finding out Nami's backstory and like seeing the crew grow, pretty much. So like overall, I would say I really like One Piece so far. It's a good ride, you know. Like I'm not taking it too seriously. As far as like narrative themes go, I don't notice anything too much yet, but I'm still early on. But yeah, overall, I really enjoy the series, and I'm probably gonna enjoy having a blast, you know, catching up on it in like 50 years. But yeah. In conclusion, I definitely say if you haven't read One Piece, I would try out, you know, the first arc, and I definitely enjoyed it. I hope you do, and I guess that's it for the video. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.